Good Thursday morning to you. I'm Chief Meteorologist Al Conklin, along with meteorologist Eric Garlick in the First Alert Weather Center. And we're going to focus this go round on rain, or in this case, the lack thereof, Eric.
Yeah, not a ton of rain. Had some pretty nice weather. The last week or so, we've been running a little bit below average. We'll highlight all of that coming up, but where is the rain?
Yeah,
we got some rain chances coming.
We've got some rain chances coming. We had some decent rain at the end of last week, but overall, when you look at the last couple of months, really we've had more dry months than wet months. Certainly February and March were below average, and we're pretty close to average right now here for the month of April.
Yeah, so here's a look at those high temperatures. You remember March was very, very warm, and then we got to really the second week of April, and we were below average for a good stretch of days. Then we hit 85 on Monday, 73 yesterday, right on par, and then 72 to yesterday was 72, 73 was on Tuesday. So yeah, at or a little bit below average the last 7 or 8, 9 days.
Yeah, 8 out of those 10 days were below average. 1 was average, 1 was above. So yeah, it's been a cool streak. And we had warned you about that, so hopefully everybody knew about that well in advance, that we had advised everybody not to put out their gardens just yet. And then we also picked up some rain as well in advance of that cool front that came through, and you could see the rain there that has accumulated. But many, many more zeros on that graphic than there are when you get up. And really only one day had over an inch of rain, and that was on the 7th. So it's really been on the drier side.
Yeah, the 7th and the 10th, the large majority of the rain through the month of March and April. We are going to see more dry conditions, but we at least have some rain chances in the forecast. Here's where we stand currently with rain for the month. So we picked up 2.3 inches of rain. Our normal's 2 inches. So we're a little bit above average for the month.
As of now, that will be going below average by the weekend, because you have to pick up about 12/100ths of an inch of rain every day on average. So by Sunday, we'll be below normal again. And that's for the month. Now, for the year, it's a different story.
Yeah, dealing with above rainfall for the year, below rainfall for the year, sorry, by about 3 inches.
Yeah,
it's been pretty dry.
Yeah, we started off January on the wet side, but February and March were very dry. And as I say, now we're just par here basically for the month of April, and we're about 2/3 of the way through that. So, yeah, it's been a little dry. It's not alarming at this point because we have been getting some rain, but you've heard about the wildfires and that situation where if this doesn't change and we can get at least at normal or slightly above normal rainfall going into the summer, that will be a problem. We're going to show you what the drought situation looks like coming up, because that's where this factors in. You don't want to continue to go month after month getting a little bit less than normal rainfall, because it does have a cumulative effect. That's been most notable so far in the eastern part of the Carolinas. Myrtle Beach, Charleston, and up towards the Crystal Coast, Morehead City. These are areas that are in severe drought. And this has really kind of been going back actually to last year. The hurricane season really didn't do very much down there, so they were a little bit below normal even last summer and through the fall, and that continues to be the case. So again, that's why I say it kind of gets our attention a little bit. Where are we now, and then where do we think we're going to be going with this? It's troublesome potentially if you were to go for months and months and months without enough rain. It could be a very, very dry summer.
Yeah, and our rain chances that are coming in the 7 to 10 day range, really not looking at all day washouts or a ton of rain. Not everybody going to see it. I think we'll see more of those kind of scattered thunderstorms that we typically see kind of during the afternoon and evening. That's the kind of pattern we're going into as we head toward next week. But we need the rain, and we'll take whatever we can get. There's a look at those rain chances as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday. You can see those ramping up a little bit.
Yeah, so this is good news if you got outdoor plans for Good Friday or the upcoming Easter weekend. While we will see a gradual increase in the humidity and therefore cloud cover, we're not really anticipating rain. There's no trigger for rain until we get towards next week, especially Tuesday into Wednesday. And this could potentially linger into Thursday and Friday. The models are a little bit muddled, but they suggest that a frontal system will be in the neighborhood. Some suggest it goes blasting on through, and that's one shot at rain. Others suggest that, hey, it could linger in some form or fashion, and there may be an onshore flow. So all that would lead to generally increased rain chances. But as Eric mentioned, nothing widespread, nothing serious. So you're looking at probably scattered showers. And this is going out another week, week and a half here. The overall trend for the southeast, and much of really the eastern 2/3 of the country is for slightly above normal rainfall chances. Now, this has nothing to do with amounts. It just says that, hey, your chances for rain will be coming up somewhat.
Yep, but you can see Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, areas that see severe weather this time of year, looking at that above normal precip chance. And really, that's kind of where we're going to see it set up. Big area of high pressure over top of us that's going to shift a little bit east, but that's going to feed Atlantic and Gulf moisture right up the Mississippi Valley, and going to be dealing with some heat here, but severe weather out into the nation's midsection.
And the average high temperature now is about 74 degrees. We'll be at least 10 degrees above that going into the weekend here. And even next week, when we do knock the temperatures back a little bit, we still stay above average. So at 74 today is what we're forecasting. It's the only day probably out of the next 7 that we're at average. Every other day will be above average. And as they say, especially over the weekend, it may be quite above average, along with a little higher humidity and those breezes that will be back, especially Friday into Saturday.
Yeah, wind's definitely going to help push some of that humidity and the heat into the area. We'll see that big jump in temps tomorrow, and that'll continue to climb as we head into the weekend. But a little break in the wind on Sunday as we head toward the weekend, though. Not going to be blue sunshiny days, but it'll be warm, it'll be windy, and we'll have a little bit more humidity.
Yeah, but overall it should be dry. If you're making outdoor plans, both days of the weekend look like they'll be very warm in the afternoon hours, and even the mild conditions in the morning won't be too hard to take, especially if you're out there. Easter sunrise at 6:44 in Charlotte, and it looks like it's going to be in the 60s. Again, there may be a fair amount of clouds around, especially on Sunday, but at this point we don't see any rain, and we see enough sunshine to at least get us into the middle 80s.
Yep, and those temperatures going to stay above average as we head through all of next week, even with those rain chances coming our way as we head toward Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Of course, that could change a little bit. Make sure you're checking back for updates on the forecast, but 7-day forecast looking pretty good if you like dry weather and some warm weather.
Yeah, we've got plenty of warm weather. Again, next opportunity for any rain probably comes in the middle part of next week. All right, that is this version of the First Alert. Chief Meteorologist Al Conklin and Eric Garlick signing you off, and hope you have a great Thursday. Enjoy the beautiful sunshine we got today. High temperature 74.